Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking an absolutely game-changing, highly lucrative strategy in the world of independent cybersecurity. We are going to explore exactly how you can combine open-source reconnaissance tools with artificial intelligence to build a powerful digital asset mapping workflow from scratch. We call this the Subfinder strategy.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our exact roadmap for this zero-to-hero journey. We'll start with 1. The hidden digital mansion. Then move to 2. Subfinder and AI, the tools. 3. 3 lucrative earning pathways. 4. Avoiding costly beginner pitfalls. And finally wrap up with 5. Your 30-day action plan.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the hidden digital mansion.
Before we can even think about mapping digital assets and generating those professional reports, we kind of need to demystify how the web is actually built. I really want you to ask yourself right now, what actually lies behind the digital front door? Every time you type in a website, say company.com, you're really just walking through the front door. But to grasp this strategy, we need to shift your perspective from being a casual internet user to thinking like a digital detective. Because there is just an incredible amount of hidden infrastructure running behind the scenes that most people never even realize is there.
Think about it like this. A main domain, like company.com, is basically the lobby of a massive skyscraper. It's totally public, it's polished, it's where everyone goes. But hidden away in that skyscraper are the subdomains, places like dev.company.com. These act as hidden rooms. They might be development labs, administrative portals, secure VPN entry points, or archive storage. They're just prefixes added to the main domain to route traffic to very specific, private, internal locations.
But here's the catch, and this is a big one. The core problem with these hidden rooms is something called asset drift, or shadow IT. As companies rapidly expand, they create hundreds of these subdomains for, say, a temporary marketing campaign or a software testing phase. And when those projects wrap up, they literally just forget to delete them. These forgotten subdomains become massive, unguarded backdoors. A legacy development server might still hold an active database with old customer passwords. Companies will desperately pay for visibility into these forgotten assets because data breaches cost millions in fines, legal fees, and total reputational ruin. By mapping these assets, you're basically stopping a catastrophe before it even happens.
Moving right along to Section 2, Subfinder and AI, the tools.
So historically, mapping these assets required some pretty complex terminal networking skills, but today, the technical barrier to entry has been completely demolished. We have a streamlined, completely free stack. Subfinder, which is this elite open-source tool by Project Discovery, acts as your digital detective to passively discover subdomains. And the best part? You can run it entirely in the cloud via GitHub Codespaces, so you don't even need a powerful local computer. From there, the free tiers of ChatGPT or Claude translate the raw terminal outputs into polished professional reports. They act as your expert technical writers. Finally, plugging in API keys unlocks deeper data volume, absolutely supercharging your discovery.
I really want to highlight that 300% figure. It's a game changer. When you run Subfinder completely out of the box, it is incredibly fast using public data pools. But when you plug free API keys, which are basically just digital passwords from platforms like Shodan or Chaos, straight into Subfinder, you boost your discovery results by up to 300%. It queries premium databases simultaneously, revealing those deeply buried hidden assets that your competitors will completely miss.
Now, what's really interesting is how we apply this. Let's get into Section 3, 3 lucrative earning pathways.
Method 1 is SME risk reports. We're targeting small and medium enterprises. Imagine a regional medical clinic or a local law firm. They have complex online systems, but literally zero internal cybersecurity teams. First, you source these businesses running passive Subfinder scans to reveal their digital footprint. Then the magic happens. You feed that raw text output directly into an AI, prompting it to act as an enterprise risk auditor. You format this non-technical analysis into a premium PDF executive summary, email them a preview, and pitch a flat fee advisory call, usually anywhere between $300 and $750. You're showing them the doors they accidentally left wide open.
Method 2 is legitimate bug bounty hunting. Tech giants like Uber or Starbucks actually invite the public to find their security flaws through platforms like HackerOne or BugCrowd. You start by registering and selecting wide-scope corporate targets, meaning they let you test all subdomains owned by the brand. After running your extensive Subfinder Recon, you use AI to cut through all the noise hunting for high-value keywords like test, staging, or API. If you uncover a vulnerability, like an open internal login screen, AI helps you draft a formal vulnerability disclosure report. Submit it, And if it's confirmed, they pay out a cash bounty. Seriously, a single exposed internal directory can easily yield a $1,000 reward.
Method 3 taps into the digital marketing world with technical SEO audits. And honestly, this is where it gets surprising. Digital marketing agencies constantly battle broken links and SEO cannibalization. Over time, brands launch these promo microsites on subdomains, and when they're eventually abandoned, they generate broken errors that completely tank a brand's Google search ranking. As an SEO tech recon specialist, you target these agencies. You extract a brand's historical subdomains with Subfinder, pass the list to AI to evaluate the search relevance damage, and package it into an SEO structural audit. This insight is incredibly valuable. It allows you to charge a $500 to $1,500 a month retainer just to clean up and monitor all their enterprise clients' digital ecosystems.
Okay, let's talk about keeping you safe. Section 4. Avoiding costly beginner pitfalls. Of course, having this much capability comes with a lot of responsibility. To build a reputable practice, the absolute most critical rule is understanding and strictly adhering to passive reconnaissance. Subfinder is entirely legal because it gathers information passively from public logs, search indexes, and DNS registries. It acts just like a brilliant private detective checking public records safely. It does not ping, attack, or directly interact with the target servers. If you take the subdomains you find and use aggressive tools to start guessing admin passwords or trying to crash servers, you are crossing a massive legal line. Look, but don't touch. Always stick strictly to mapping and reporting on what's publicly visible. Now, beyond crossing legal boundaries with aggressive scanning tools, there are a couple of other massive mistakes that can absolutely tank your credibility. One is presenting raw, unreadable technical noise to non-technical clients. If you just paste 300 terminal subdomains into an email, a business owner is just going to be confused. But even more dangerous, relying blindly on AI without manually verifying those subdomains. Generative AI is brilliant, for sure, but it can occasionally misunderstand context or just straight up hallucinate. If it falsely claims a perfectly normal corporate blog is a highly dangerous database vulnerability, and you parrot that to an IT manager without checking, your professional reputation is instantly gone. Always, always safely open the links in your browser to double-check. So the crucial point to remember here is this golden rule. Never sell data, sell clarity and solutions. A business owner doesn't care about port numbers, terminal commands, or technical jargon. They care about business continuity, protecting customer data, and avoiding massive financial loss. Your job is to translate technical findings into a clean, structured executive narrative that focuses heavily on business impact. Let's bring it all together. Section 5. Your 30-day action plan. By dedicating just 1 to 2 hours a day, you can systematically build this consulting practice from the ground up. Week 1 is all about foundation, spinning up your cloud terminal and running your first Subfinder scans on public sandbox targets. In Week 2, you deepen your arsenal by sourcing those free API keys from the Chaos platform and really mastering how to use AI to filter for high-value keywords. By Week 3, you're on the offensive. You're identifying regional business targets, running passive scans, and drafting your initial AI-assisted email pitches. And finally, Week 4 is where you manage responses, conduct your first consulting calls, and start closing deals. Now let's be totally transparent for a second and manage expectations about realistic scaling. The internet is full of get-rich-quick nonsense, right? But real success here requires consistency, communication polish, and continuous learning. Days 1 to 10 are purely for learning and testing the tool. You won't make money here, and that's okay. In days 11 to 30, as you launch your outreach and find your first bug bounty assets, you can realistically secure initial contracts or bounties in the $200 to $500 range. As you build your portfolio and refine your pitch, days 31 to 90 are where you start charging $750 and up for corporate audits or secure those awesome monthly digital marketing retainers. The digital landscape is expanding at an exponential rate, and thousands of businesses are desperately searching for professionals who can help them navigate this complexity safely. The tools are completely free. The AI drafts the reports for you. The massive technical barriers that used to require advanced DevOps teams, they're completely gone. The only difference between those who build high-income digital careers and those who simply watch is decisive action. So my final question to you is, will you step into the gap? Open up that cloud terminal today. Run your first scan and start mapping the digital frontier. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.